10 games that has a must-play effect in the coming year for both current and next-generation consoles. Every year there are several games that we consider a must-play even before looking into it critically. These are games that are hyped up, come from successful developers, and inventive in such a way that reading it wouldn't be satisfying unless it's played. These are games that, even though they don't end up being the best of the year, they still warrant a good play-through or at least a look at the gameplay. For 2019, Death Stranding was one of those new titles. Everyone was in the dark concerning this game, no one knew what to expect. But the moment it dropped, it became one of the most chilling games in recent memory, making it a game everyone had to see to understand. With how most game companies can be secretive, no one knows for sure the games dropping 2020, mostly those in the Series 10 and PlayStation 5 category. Well, out of those secret games, there's a high chance of us seeing another Call of Duty next year, then another Assassin's Creed should be hitting the screens. Both of these games deserve a spot on the must-play list, but it's not guaranteed until more information is revealed about them. So here are the titles we ought to look forward to in the coming year, and also try to play at least. Cyberpunk 2077. With CD Projekt Red's success of The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Cyberpunk 2077 is arguably the most anticipated game of the coming year. Merely looking at its graphical detail depicted in trailers and long gameplay videos made many believe it was going to be a significant title in next-generation consoles. However, that's not the case. On that note, be on the lookout for it April 16 next year on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. The Last of Us 2. The sequel to the first entry is one that wasn't anticipated given the success of the first chapter, which means Ellie and Joel would cross paths again. As another stressful journey is coming for these characters, however, we, on the other hand, know any game that is produced from Naughty Dog becomes a generation-defining event. It's reasonable to expect nothing less from Last of Us 2. The chaotic journey for Ellie and Joel will begin May 29, 2020, for PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy VII Remake. The developer Square Enix has decided to turn Final Fantasy VII Remake into a continual series is concerning, especially noting the time it took them to get to this point. Still, the time we are spending with Cloud and Tifa isn't a bad idea. Square Enix has been open about what to expect from this anticipated return, starting from the combat system to visuals and redesigned characters. In just a few months from now, we'd be finding out what the remake has in store for us when it hits game stores on March 3, 2020. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is one of the great gameplay trailers out there. Looking at what Sucker Punch Productions did with the visuals, story sequences, however, this title has no Easter eggs or spoilers yet, so we can only wait next summer as its release on PlayStation 4. Avengers. Crystal Dynamics' Avengers didn't get the welcome they wanted when unveiled in 2019 E3. Even some of us may not fancy the way some of the heroes would look like, but the game does sound fun, profound, and ambitious. In the game, players would team up with each other for new abilities and gear. The gap Crystal needs to fill in the action if they can nail that aspect, which is a tall order considering the number of heroes that would have to be brought to life, which could be the multiplayer co-op experience of 2020. We can only wait to know on May 15, 2020. Resident Evil 3. Looking at this year's Resident Evil 2 remake was a new game when it was revised of the 1998 classic style. Capcom's survival horror formula has proven to be a massive success in the game industry over the years, so Resident Evil 3 won't be less satisfying. For those who feared the last title, then rest assured next year titles would be more tense and horrific. Halo Infinite. There's nothing much out yet on Halo Infinite, except for the fact that it's the third chapter of Reclaimer Saga, after Halo 5, Guardians. The developer, Master Chief, is also revamping the armor, which was evident in the teaser trailer. Also, the trailer suggests new, more substantial levels and other exciting features. Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion is one of the few games that anyone can play as any character they see in that world. That concept alone is mind-blowing and worth investigating. With its features and contents, players can hack devices or drones. All this would unfold in the streets of London, with a ton of gameplay mechanics. Like for instance, one reason why most people would buy the game is the fact that anyone can run with a pig mask on. The series has been fun to play. However, they are a bit repetitive than its delivery. It's set to release sometime 2020 for both current and next-generation consoles. Half-Life Alyx. This particular title is not the actual game, but the VR game everyone has been anticipating. Developer, Valve is creating a full-length AAA experience for VR headsets that look stunning. Also, keep this on your radar for games to be played next year. Hopefully, Valve brings more blockbusting series in the coming years. Yakuza, Like a Dragon. The Yakuza game has been a dramatic reinvention for the series, from real-time fighting to RPG-based battles with a team of up to 4 playable characters. Out of the new changes, one involves a move from Tokyo to Yokohama, and it won't be focused on the series' long protagonist Kazuma Kiryu to the unique character Ichiban Kasuga. With the new changes, it's not hard to think of this as one of the most exciting and fun releases next year. However, while Yakuza, Like a Dragon is launching January in Japan, but the release date for the US is not yet known.